You can create a rustic vibe for your Easter decor this spring using jute twine and foam materials to make sophisticated yet affordable decor. Hi, I'm Robin. For my first DIY, I repurposed some floral foam that I had used in a previous video on transforming a tin can. I trimmed off the curved sections where the can had penetrated and coated the foam entirely in burnt umber paint. Once the paint was dry, I started wrapping the foam shape with jute rope, starting at the bottom and working my way up. To secure the jute rope to the foam shape, I applied hot glue to the foam in small sections and then wrapped the jute rope around it tightly. I continued this process, wrapping the jute rope around the foam shape in a spiral fashion until the entire foam shape was covered with jute. When I got to the nose part of the bunny, I wrapped the jute rope over the same area several times, which made it thicker and gave it a more defined nose shape. And I did have to use more hot glue to secure the jute rope in place so that it ensured that it stayed in the right shape that I wanted. And then I continued spiraling up the top of the bunny to finish it and make it complete. Here's how it looks so far. And I'm just finishing the back. I had these elegant pearl stickers and I cut one off and used it for the eye, and I used a marker to fill in the pupil. Create your own charming and fashionable rustic bunny decoration for your table or entryway and achieve an elegant look on a budget. For my next DIY project, I created 3 decorative shapes using foam peanuts and jute rope. First, I joined the foam peanuts together using hot glue to make a long shape. Once that was done, I wrapped the shape with silver jute rope, securing it in sections and winding it around the foam. It's a good idea to let the hot glue dry before you wind your rope, because for mine it was coming apart and I had to glue again the inside to keep it together. But I just pushed on it and it stayed. For the second shape, I used a few more foam peanuts to create a slightly bigger triangular shape. I wanted it to look like a carrot, so I gave it a larger bottom and I cut the top diagonally on both sides. And I made sure to use a lot of hot glue and hold the piece so it stayed together. I'm just giving it some alterations here. And here's how it looks so far. I also covered it with jute rope using a similar technique as the first shape. Finally, for the third shape, I covered a foam peanut cluster with brown jute twine to add some natural looking texture. I searched through my stash of florals, which I have set up on a pool noodle, which I showcased in a video you can watch. And I discovered some adorable green leaves that looked like carrot stem leaves. So using hot glue, I added the leaves onto the appropriate spot, just at the top. But the foam was too thick and the leaves couldn't sit properly on top. To fix this, I had to carefully trim away the excess foam, and I had to gouge out some of the foam from the center, and then adding hot glue, I inserted the leaves into the top of the carrot. Once that was done, I had to fix the jute twine by gluing it back on and cutting off any of the little pieces that stuck out. And I did the same thing to the other 2 carrots to make 3 carrots complete. I took some gold ribbon that I had and I tied the 3 of them together in a little bunch and just gave them a cute little shoestring bow. Enhance your Easter decor with this simple and affordable DIY. It's the perfect way to add some festive cheer without having to spend a lot of money. I'm participating in the 5 under $5 DIY challenge, hosted by Missy over at Crafty Cove, Emily at Farm Charm Chic, and this month's guest co-host is Dawn from Designs by Gaddis. Make sure to check out the playlist in the description box below. And on to the next crafts. For my next project, I took a large piece of styrofoam and cut out an egg shape. Then I took some brown paint with yellow and white to create a light beige color. I applied the paint to the entire surface of the egg, making sure it was covered on all sides. To add some texture and interest to the egg, I used a bamboo placemat that I had purchased from Dollarama. I liberally applied Mod Podge to the top of the egg and spread it all around so that it was evenly coated, and then I put the placemat on top. I decided to paint the whole thing in that same beige color, so I just added paint everywhere until all of the black was covered. And I did have to do this a few times because the black would seep through. I took some bamboo skewers and I placed them evenly all the way up the egg to give it some more texture. And here's how it looks so far. Once that was done, I took the paint again and I covered all of the bamboo skewers. I was really liking how this was looking. I had a sun catcher kit with a little bee included, and I thought it would be a great addition to my egg decor. To make sure that it matched, I painted the bee with the same beige paint that I used for the egg. Then I removed the round hook part on the bee's head and carefully attached it to the egg's surface. To give the egg a rustic feel, I took some jute twine and wrapped it around the entire surface of the egg. This created a charming and natural looking texture. The combination of the bee and jute twine add a touch of whimsy and elegance to the overall design. I added a few more bamboo skewers just at the bottom to give it a base. Despite its sophisticated appearance, this project was made very cheaply, using only a few basic materials. With a little creativity and effort, anyone can create a beautiful and personalized decor. For my next DIY project, I repurposed 2 plastic eggs that I had stored away from a previous Easter. To give them a new look, I painted them with the brown beige color that would match my other Easter decor. After the paint had dried, well, sort of, I applied a generous layer of Elmer's glue all over the eggs. And using jute twine, I carefully wrapped the string around the egg in a circular fashion, using my fingers to ensure that the twine had adhered to the glue and covered the entire surface of the eggs. This technique resulted in a lovely and natural looking texture that adds a touch of rustic charm to the eggs. When you're wrapping the jute twine around the egg, it's a good idea to wind it tightly and evenly in a circular fashion. As you work your way down to the bottom of the egg, you might need to adjust the width of the jute to maintain the shape. Getting back to the original spiral shape at the top of the egg can be a bit tricky, but with some patience and practice, you can do it. The glue and paint also help to keep the jute in place and prevent it from slipping and sliding around. Wrapping jute twine around an egg can be a fun DIY project that gives you a unique and pretty result. After completing the egg decorating, I moved on to creating a beautiful centerpiece for my Easter decor. I took a glass candle holder and some floral foam, which I squished into the bottom of the holder. Next, I covered the outside of the candle holder with a piece of burlap, tying it at the bottom with some jute twine to create a cute bow. Once the base was complete, I started creating a bouquet inside the candle holder using a mix of faux flowers, wheat stalks, and grasses. I decided to go with a natural, neutral look that would match my other Easter decor. To complete the look, I added 2 of the eggs that I had decorated earlier and a classy gray flower for a bit of contrast. The finished centerpiece is a beautiful addition to my Easter decor, and the best part is that it was cheap and easy to make. Creating your own Easter decor is a great way to personalize your home and showcase your creativity. With a little bit of effort and some simple materials like jute twine and foam, you can make beautiful and unique decorations that will impress your guests and add a touch of charm to your home. For more rustic and homey vibes for Easter decor, click on the next video.